let's start with something that, Bully, we weren't sure was going to happen, and that is a new world heavyweight champion. CM Punk is your new world heavyweight champion. Now, we both discussed, and you were really adamant about the fact that we probably would not get a clear-cut winner. And I kind of thought the same thing after your explanation. It seemed like the perfect opportunity to have somebody interfere, the Vision interfere, or maybe a new member of the Vision, or something happening of that ilk happening on Saturday. Didn't we get CM Punk? CM Punk had his moment, more than just 5 minutes that we usually see from CM Punk. So were you surprised by what you saw? And what do you think of your new world heavyweight champion, CM Punk?
Leading up to the match, we talked about everything else that we thought was going to happen, and we had some very definitive reasons why we didn't think Punk or Jey Uso would win. Jey Uso felt like a placeholder, yes, if he were to win, okay?
Yes.
And with Punk, it just didn't feel like it was the right time, yes?
The right moment, the right event. Like it feels like and especially when you're on the eve of a major PLE like Survivor Series, you would think that would be custom made for that moment for CM Punk.
So let me ask you this. Based on all of the reasons why we didn't think Punk was going to win, based on the reaction, was Saturday night's main event the right time to put the championship on Punk?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It didn't fit. Listen, everything went fine. Everything was good. Everything worked out. No problems. They put the championship on Punk. There's no negative to what they did. But it just didn't feel like a big deal. Yes, the fans were happy. Yes, the place popped. But it just didn't feel like a championship a win that really, really mattered. It felt like a win because they had to do something based on what happened to Seth. And I think subconsciously that's in the back of everybody's minds.
Yeah, I just feel like, Bully, like we're on the eve of Survivor Series. That's where he returned 2 years ago to the WWE. Survivor Series is going to be in San Diego in a baseball stadium. So, like, it'll be a much grander stage, which leads me to believe that they have something in store for CM Punk that's going to be big coming up at Survivor Series. I mean, that's a question mark, but to your point, I totally agree. And that's one of the big reasons why we thought was going to happen. Like, it just doesn't feel like a big enough moment. But I will say this, Bully, with TKO, and we talked a lot about what they're trying to achieve now with the WWE. They have so many different platforms. They have Netflix. They have USA. They have CW. They have Peacock. There's all, like, for Peacock, Saturday night's main event is WrestleMania to them. So maybe this is the WWE trying to make every one of those platforms that WWE programming is on happy. I don't know. But to your point, I agree. It just didn't feel like the right moment to crown CM Punk, because for the last 2 years, we've been waiting for this moment, right? This is the moment that all of CM Punk fans have been waiting for. It just didn't feel like a big enough moment to crown him as world champion.
It felt like this moment was to come down to him and Seth Rollins again. We never expected the injury, and then this to come down to Jey versus Punk, two baby faces, two guys that kind of like each other. So there wasn't that. I mean, it was a good wrestling match, right?
I really enjoyed the match, but you just said something, Bully, that I didn't mean to interrupt, but something I want to repeat. And I think it's a big thing, is babyface versus babyface. When when you have that type of a match, Bully, you're not going to get that reaction, that guttural reaction of, like, if that was Seth Rollins, where everybody's hating on Seth Rollins, and babyface CM Punk wins the world championship, you're going to get a much bigger reaction than the reaction that you got, especially when you're in Utah. You're closer to, like, Jey Uso, where Jey Uso is from. I know there was definitely a lot of Jey Uso fans in the house on Saturday. Some boos from the crowd because they wanted to see Jey Uso win on Saturday. I just wanted to repeat that because I think it's worth repeating.
And no matter if it's Jey Uso versus CM Punk or any other babyface versus babyface match, it's not easy to go out and do. Because yes, no matter what, when it's babyface, not every guy is going to be loved by every person in the arena. There will be a couple more CM Punk fans than Jey Uso fans, a couple more Jey Uso fans than CM Punk fans. But from what I understand about pro wrestling and what I grew up on and what I know works, is in every babyface match, eventually one of the babyfaces gets frustrated and relies on a heel tactic. Now, unless I missed something, I didn't see anybody do anything very heelish in this match. I would have loved to have seen Jey Uso assume the heel role, because then Punk is overcoming something. Then Punk is playing by the rules and having to get back at a guy who did wrong by him. That didn't happen. We got a straight up match. We got a straight up winner. There's nothing wrong with that. It's totally fine. But then you get the reaction that you got, which was good. It was a good reaction to CM Punk winning. And now, okay, CM Punk is our champion. Moving on, moving forward. Let's see what they do on Raw tonight. Do you think you're going to get CM Punk in a straight-up one-on-one match at the Survivor Series, or do you think Punk will be involved in a multi-man match?
I think he's probably going to most likely be involved in a multi-man match. And that's the reason why I bring that up, Bully, and I think that's the reason why they pulled the trigger as early as they did on Saturday, because they have something else in store for CM Punk.
We'll get the championship on Punk. He's a draw. He's a face that people love. We'll make money on the autograph sessions with him or wherever else we make money with CM Punk. We'll get through Survivor Series. I don't know this for a fact. I'm just using pro wrestling logic. We'll get through Survivor Series, and then we'll get to the Rumble and see what we want to do. We'll see where Seth is at. I know Paul had given us the Iggy last week that it sounds like Seth is out for 6 months. So we'll reevaluate. Putting a championship on somebody, double parking a championship on somebody keeping that championship warm. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as it's the best person for the job. If CM Punk comes out tonight and loses that has a rematch against Jey Uso and loses, nothing bad happens to CM Punk. Thus why you can always double park a championship from him. Punk is that kind of character where he can have that title in his hands for 5 minutes or for 24 hours. And if he gets taken away by him, you feel for him even more and you want to see him win even more.
Yeah, there's two ways to think about this, Bully, right? I mean, you got Saturday night's main event. Like, now, when there's a Saturday night's main event, though the next Saturday night's main event, when it's Cena's last match, that's an anomaly. Let's not factor that one in. But like now, the WWE is telling you, hey, when we have a Saturday night's main event, you better watch, because a new world heavyweight champion can be crowned. Like, they made that statement. There's no doubt. But at the same time, Bully, like, I just, like you, I felt like this moment with Punk, because he comes back. It's been 2 years. He had the championship. He only had it for 5 minutes, and then it's taken away. Like, I felt like the moment when he won it would be that struggle. Can he do it? Can he do it? Can he do it? He did it. And there's just this huge reaction from the crowd that wasn't the case on Saturday night. Like you said, I thought it was a really good match. I loved the match. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Probably business-wise, it's a smart decision. But as a fan, yeah, I wish it was at a bigger moment than Saturday night's main event. There might be fans that are just happy that he's the world heavyweight champion. Maybe they don't care about the environment, the scenario, or the moment itself, but now their favorite wrestler, CM Punk, is your world heavyweight champion. I mean, that's fine, and I'm not taking that away from any fan of CM Punk, but I agree with you. The scenario of it, Jey Uso, and I think it was more of like people didn't want to see Jey Uso be world heavyweight champion again. And Bully, I'll have to say this, and I'm a Jey Uso fan. I like Jey Uso as champion. I've been one of those people that's been in Jey Uso's corner, but it feels like lately I'm in the minority with that. It felt like it didn't matter who was in the ring with Jey Uso. I think there's a majority of fans that just didn't want to see that championship title around Jey Uso's waist again.
Well, Jey Uso has also left a bad taste in people's mouth over the past couple of weeks. Yeah, he apologized to his brother and he rationalized in reasons with his brother about the Battle Royal, but you still stabbed your brother in the back from a certain perspective. Certain fans are just not going to be happy with that. Like, yeah. Even when you get an apology in real life, it's just like, thanks for the apology. Yeah, I appreciate you owning up. Thank you. But you knew what you were doing in the moment. You're apologizing now because you have to apologize because you're trying to win me back over and you know you hurt my feelings. You're not apologizing to me because you are truly sorry for what you've done. You truly realize how what you've done was wrong, and you're laying your emotions on the line. The Jey Uso apology was just that. Hey, man, we're brothers, did what we had to do. You know, we talked about it, yada, yada, yada. Motherfucker, you know you screwed your brother over. And fans know that, too. So that's why people are like, Jey Uso right now.
And I also feel like a lot of people said, and Jey Uso actually went to social media to say, I'm more than just an entrance. I think Jey Uso proved on that match with CM Punk on Saturday that he's more than just an entrance. Jey Uso could go. Jey Uso is, I thought when you judge and you watch that match, that was a great match between Jey Uso and CM Punk. I also feel like, Bully, that you're right. Seth Rollins getting injured has definitely, this was not the course that the WWE wanted to take. And that injury kind of painted them into a corner because what other route were you going to go with? I mean, you don't want to put CM Punk in there with LA Knight because fans are really behind LA Knight. So you talk about babyface with Jey Uso, it's even a worse scenario if it's LA Knight. And then if it's Braun Breaker, you don't want CM Punk beating a Braun Breaker right now because you're really doing some great things with Braun Breaker. Like, I don't know if you wanted to put the title on CM Punk. I don't know what other scenario there was because they had big plans with Seth Rollins and CM Punk's in the future.
Like I said, personally, I would have loved to have seen the championship in a state of limbo. I would have loved to have seen them stretch this out a little bit more. Like the way the Vision story was being told, where the Vision get taken out of the Battle Royal by Pierce, and then Paul telling them, I know what I'm doing, and then Braun Breaker saying, I don't know about this. You know, I really thought it was set up for, you know, the Vision to kind of snap and ruin this match for everybody, as if, well, if we can't have this championship, then nobody can have this championship. And we go off Saturday night's main event with the match getting thrown out, and we go into Monday Night Raw with the World Heavyweight Championship is still in limbo. We don't have a champion. And why don't we have a champion? Because of these two rogues who are going into business for themselves, and not even their handler in Paul Heyman can control them. To me, just personally, that's a more interesting story than CM Punk is your new World Heavyweight Champion.
All right, so let me ask you, and I can't argue with you on that one either, Bully, but let me ask you this. We're like a little over 5 months away from WrestleMania. Do you think CM Punk is going to continue to be your World Heavyweight Champion all the way to WrestleMania 42?
I believe that. I don't know the timeline on this Seth injury. Paul did say that he said 6 months. I think they will try to stretch it out to see if Seth is available to make it back by that time. If not, an idea went through my head late last night of, if we know we're going to have Seth back, Dave, if Seth was healthy the week of WrestleMania, gets cleared on the Monday morning before WrestleMania Saturday or Sunday, cleared, can do anything they want, would you, storyline-wise, keep your options open for a mystery opponent for CM Punk? Or do you get Punk an opponent, get Punk through WrestleMania, and bring Seth Rollins back on the Monday Night Raw after Mania?
I stay away. Personally, I keep Seth Rollins and CM Punk away from each other when Seth comes back. I feel like when Seth comes back, he's going to be a major babyface again to go up against Braun Breaker. That's how I feel.
Okay. All right. So do you think when Seth comes back, it's more about Braun Breaker than it is CM Punk and his championship?
Yeah, because I think, you and Bully, you know this better than anybody. When somebody's out, as long as Seth Rollins is going to be out for, when he comes back, the crowd's going to be like, Seth Rollins is back. And, like, I can see a scenario where it's Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman in the ring. Like, holy shit, Seth is back. And then, you know, again, the seed that Becky planted last week as well, that Seth never trusted you. I feel like Seth Rollins is going to be a huge babyface when he comes back after his injury.
So based on what you said, the Monday Night Raw after Mania, CM Punk is standing in the middle of the ring, still your champion, and all of a sudden, burn it down, and the place will go ballistic. And here's Seth Rollins, who comes to the ring in one of his new fancy outfits, raring to go, and he's standing face-to-face with CM Punk, and basically the promo goes like this: you never beat me for that championship. I was injured. You beat somebody else. Blah, blah, blah. By all rights, I should be coming back for my championship. But not today. Today, I'm letting you and letting the whole world know that I am going to hunt down and destroy Braun Breaker. Blah, blah, blah. So, Punk, I'm just letting you know that one day I'm coming back for my championship. It's not going to be now, and I'm giving you my word. I know I pulled the wool over your eyes one time. I know I pulled the wool over everybody's eyes, about a year ago. I'm not going to do it again. Out.